got to print one out of this guy too. Shoot. But I was going to say, the background wise, you guys remember this from our first painting session, very first one on animals. This kind of rubbed down outside background will probably work pretty well on this guy. He'd probably be very interesting to do and stuff, but it'd be in yellows and, you know, and probably ochres, I would think, probably ochres, probably burnt sienna or burnt umber down underneath, and then some ochres laid up on top of it. Should work out pretty well.
That horse painting is beautiful.
Ah, thanks. That was what, our second week and stuff. I just touched it up today. It needed a few things. I had a few drawing problems right in the very front. I didn't have enough light. I wanted more light to hit that plane of his face, so it popped out a little bit more at us and stuff. So I beat that. I worked on that a lot. Added a little more here to soften it up because it got a little too jaggedy. There were some cools in the sand back here that were going a little bit too purple, too red into them. So I brought them back to the blue side a little bit, and that bringing it back to the blue side, or gray, kind of blue gray, kind of pushed him back forward again, which is what I was trying to do in the first place.
Can we see how the face looks with the eye? I remember how you were detailing the eye similar to what we're doing tonight.
I don't know if that really helps.
Nice.
Boy, that's you
There's
even
not
picked
a
out
whole
the
lot
paint in
there.
his face.
Very,
Huh?
very beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty simple though. You know, it's like I said, half the thing about painting these guys is like paying attention when you're laying down the paint on what's really happening and stuff. Because sometimes for me, I overwork a painting pretty quickly because I'm not paying attention to how the paint's laying down. You know, sometimes you're just working harder than you need to a lot of times. So that is going to go over here, and we will start our new Highland cow and stuff. So I'll switch back over here and make sure I got this right for us. One more thing. One more thing up. Okay, get that going. So I'm trying to make a movie. Okay, so let me send you guys back over here. I will also make a video of this thing for you guys can see it later too when it comes up. There we go. I got all of it in there. Can you see the white?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm going to put out some new colors anyway for this one. Probably won't need much white, but always put it out. Put out white. I'm going to put out some of this unbleached white again because I don't need much of that too. I think because he's going to be in the darks anyway. So I got some cad yellow out, which probably should do it. Cad red out. Cad orange out. Looks pretty fresh. I'm thinking this is pretty bad. A little been on here just a little bit too long, this ochre. So let's get rid of that. Put some new ochre down. Ochre is one of those very cheap colors to make. It's very, like any of these earth colors, paint manufacturers, you know, the materials for these guys are usually pretty cheap. So that's why you always get the burnt umbers, the burnt siennas, ochres, and, you know, some of these reds and stuff, pretty cheap. I mean, they're always pretty cheap. So next to that, I have Venetian red. Right here, I got some here. No, I have this is alizarin crimson. This is Venetian red. This is cobalt blue hue. This is burnt sienna, burnt umber, some phthalo green, which I'm going to replenish. It's going to be interesting because I have a new color I kind of been using, adding into my paintings and stuff. So it's kind of fun when I come up with a new color and stuff. So I'm looking for my phthalo. I don't use it very often, except for when I do a lot of grass and stuff. But oh well, I think that'll be enough anyway. Okay, phthalo green and Prussian blue. Prussian blue. Both these guys came on kind of like skim over pretty quick, these colors. So, and both are very, very strong. Just like get on your hands, you can't get them off. All right, I wish I didn't print out this guy. I wish I would have. I got to bring him up over here on my screen where I can see him. Okay. Here, let me bring him up on this other screen. No, I don't think I can do that. I can't do that. I'll talk about it and stuff. Okay, can you guys have pictures of him?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look in his ears and stuff first. Those are some of the darkest areas and stuff, and richest areas and stuff. Whenever I paint dark things, I didn't have any black here, so my darkest color is going to be probably my dark blue mixed with alizarin. That's going to be like black for me, and that has color in it. So I always, just to start off with these things, this is like almost for me, it's like a broken record. One of my kind of my go-to things. You know, you can see how purple it is. It's really a dark purple. And that's on the blue side, so I'm going to go on the red side. So I like to always have at least two versions of that. One of the main colors in this guy, though, I'm fine. You're gonna see is like a burnt umber and blue. Trying to get an old skin on my paint here showing up. Burnt umber and blue. That's a great mix for this guy. I was talking about doing burnt umber for background. I mean, to draw it in with. But maybe since I'm going to be using a lot of it, maybe we'll do something else. Okay, so this color, you can see it's kind of a, it's a darker brown and stuff. I'll also make another version on this guy just because, and I'll use the burnt sienna. When you see burnt sienna, you kind of see a little bit of green in your paint because it has more yellow in it. Yellow and red. You can only see that over here when I put it over here, take a little bit and put it over here. I'll cut it with just a little bit of white. Maybe some. What I'm looking for here, this is going to be pretty much the highlights of this guy. The value, at least. I'm not going to work with values when I paint this dark. I'm trying to keep my darks tight. You can see brown, you can see purple, you can see blue purple, you can see some other dark browns. But if you squint at them, you can't tell one from the other. And over here, I'm going to be doing the same pretty much with the highlights. This is not bright enough. Bring it up a little bit higher. That's one of the things I've been trying to concentrate on in my paintings lately, is trying to get really the highlight values, how bright they are. Sometimes I'm always lean towards the dark. So this one, I'm trying to bring it up. So I'm going to take each one of these colors over here, just bring it over here, and just add some white to it. And get them about this value I have here. even steal from this pile, this gray pile. This is burnt sienna and white, burnt sienna, blue and white right here. And right here, this is just, I just took from the Lizard Crimson and blue pile. And I'm bringing it over here. I'm gonna make like a cool purple. I see a lot of in here, this guy, and I'm gonna steal a lot more because this really stands out as a purple. And I see this in the highlight of his, under his ear and stuff, and you're gonna see it, yeah, you're gonna see it in a lot of other places. Before I go on, that I'm gonna move one more dark, and that's gonna be my, or two more darks probably, using blue and this, and I'm gonna use, this is Venetian red and the cobalt together. And this is going to be all over them. This is going to be like in a lot of different places. This stuff's going to sit back. This is probably going to go on top of it for even darks. I mean, when you're doing darks, it's just trying to get enough colors in these things to make them interesting. Sometimes, you know, from warm, these are warm, have a lot more warmth in them. These guys, just because of the blue standing out, and this is even being well, this is a warm red. This is jumping out too. But when I cool it off with just a little bit of blue, more blue than red, it has a really nice tone to it. I'm hoping I'll be able to use this around his cool side of his nose and stuff when I get there. And this is going to be all over in this fur. It is fur on this guy, I guess. It's hard to tell. So this could probably go in these colors here. I think it was going to start with in his ears, and I'll probably end up getting here in the corners of the ears because it's warmer and stuff. Then I'll use my last one here is just going to be cad red blue. And I'm going to leave this kind of go kind of warm because it's a really nice transition color from shadows to highlight and stuff. And you're going to be able, it's going to be really nice to put this in his, to make the sides of his mouth or the sides of his jaw come up into his nose and stuff. You probably start using it around his eyeball too, maybe when we do his eyeball and stuff, you can, when we dig that out. Okay, now colors. Okay, one more time. I'm just going to take a little bit of that scraping of these guys, bring it over here, cut it with white, and try to get it to this value. And this is going to be a nice purple. Usually I get a nice purple out of these guys, a dirty purple I call it, I think, because it has a lot of, it's very gray. But I can, yeah, definitely. This is almost probably a highlight. This is going to be pretty much in the highlights of his bangs and stuff. You're going to find this color. You're going to want a couple little versions of that. You know, a blue version and maybe one with just a little more red in it or maybe yellow in it. And that'll be really nice for some of these highlights. And this is, this I took from here, and this would be Venetian and blue together, just cut with white. It's on the blue side. And this is going to be start going into his nose. Highlights and stuff. I'm starting to see it in the top areas and stuff. But then if I take the red version of it over here, where I have the more Venetian and red in it, but there's more Venetian red than blue in it, and bring it over here. Oh, cutting it. I put more Venetian in it. Doesn't take much. Venetian's a very, very strong color. It takes over palettes very quickly. Okay. This will start being some of the nose color, and then I'm going to have to talk about reflective note colors, because in that nose there are a lot of reflective grasses and stuff. You can feel the underneath the grasses, and they have just, who's going to sleep on me already?
Can you
Man,
hear
it
me?
just started, and somebody's going, oh. Man.
Maybe I better turn that volume off. Hey, I sat out in the sun watching my grandkids today, so they wore me out.
Oh, that was you. Okay, thank you.
Taking a 6 foot, what do you call it, 6 feet distance from all of us outside. So yes,
Oh.
I sat up by their pool today and watched them all go crazy.
That's
Oh.
got to be hard.
Oh.
It was. Oh.
You're in
Do they
Tulsa.
understand?
Yes, that about the virus, you mean? Or
Yeah.
Yes, they do. They're
Good.
12, 10, and 8.
Oh,
So
okay. They're, yeah, a little
they're
older.
pretty sharp
Okay.
kids.
All right, good. How was the weather there?
It was in the
Yeah.
70s. It was beautiful.
Where
Yeah.
are you?
Oklahoma.
Oh, that's cheating. You weren't
Yeah.
in those tornadoes, were you?
No, thank goodness.
Good. That was scary.
But the other day I was watching the news about this area, and it said that tornadoes come from the southwest, and my apartment overlooks the southwest. And I said, oh, well, that's fun.
Mm.
Something to look forward to. You can see it
Yeah.
coming.
I'll be spending my time on the balcony watching that tornado come at me.
Yeah.
That's
Well, you
right.
got
Don't
that.
speak up.
This color here I'm making up is cat orange and some phthalo and stuff. Just a little bit of phthalo to darken it up. And I'm seeing this in the horn. I'm gonna have probably 1 or 2 more colors of this, maybe with a little bit of cat red into it. In a few spots in that horn, probably the darker areas of the horn. But then I'm just going to clean my knife and add a bunch of white to it.
It's
Yeah.
cat orange, you said, and thing.
Yeah, it's cat orange and just phthalo green. Just a little bit of phthalo green in it, just a little bit, because you put too much in, it's going to go jump on you.
So I've noticed you haven't used your yellow at all. So you're letting the orange and the reds come through?
So far, good call, Karen.
Oh.
Now I'm grabbing some yellow.
Oh,
That's so. You said grab some yellow. And no, this is for the horns. These colors right up here, I'm thinking about for the horns and stuff, the highlights and the mid-tones and stuff. And maybe probably use some purple. And whenever I'm going to gray a color out, I use the opposite color on the color wheel.
That
So I
orange
grabbed-
and the orange and phthalo. Did you mix any white in it?
Yeah, no, it's just
No. Okay. All right.
really just a lot of phthalo. Just a scraping of mine's so dried and stuff. That's all there is a scraping of it.
So Jim, that color that's just to your left, that brownish color, that was what color? How did you mix that? Not that one, the one to the right.
This one?
No, the one up, the brown one.
You mean
This
the
one?
orange and the phthalo blue? Is that what that is?
Yes.
This is orange and phthalo green.
Green, yeah, phthalo green.
Yeah, that was just a bunch of orange and just a scraping of green into it. A little bit more, just a little bit, and I'll turn it that color. Not too much.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Now, what's the one you're working on now?
I'm just repeating it. That's phthalo green, blue. That's orange and phthalo green. There. Oh yeah, I mentioned another color I like. I said a new favorite color, so I'm gonna not a favorite, but I found it kind of helpful. Instead of using blue as my dark, I'll use green as my very dark phthalo green, and then use a alizarin crimson in it. And that makes a really dark too.
Half and half?
Yeah, about half and half. They're both about equal strength.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure you know, maybe even put it on the red side. If I was gonna put it on any side, I put it on the red side for this guy. And let's see where we can use it. I mean, I'm gonna find probably a spot here and there, maybe under his chin or even maybe even in his ears yet, or around his eyeballs, just for some of the shading and stuff that's caused by the bangs and stuff. This
You leave
also,
it
if you
dark?
tone this down, it makes a nice gray too. So you could find a bunch of this in the fur just by cutting it with some white too, because red and green basically, and it makes a nice gray too. You know, see this gray?
I know, I was seeing the gray.
Yeah, you can't. You know, that's pretty interesting. That's a pretty nice gray. And that's just red and green. That's why. And stuff. And this definitely could be fun in his hair and stuff. But he does have a lot of more warms in there too. So that's why I would say something like this would be nice you're gonna find this in some warmer areas too in this fur. Okay, background, I'm probably just gonna go with some ochre mixes with maybe just a little bit of burnt sienna or burnt umber here. You know, I'm just a little bit more than that. Not much. I'm not going to think about that really. I'm going to really try to do a lot of the damage of the background with the grasses and stuff. Probably with my underpainting and stuff. And so I don't have to, you know, I can just concentrate on the cow. We can always come back and scumble some other colors into that background if we feel it's not right. But this is the color it's going to probably be reflecting in its fur. So let's, you know, have some of that around. Okay. So I said I was going to do burnt umber, but I think I've done this before. I'm just going to do Venetian as my drawing paint. I did it last time. It worked out pretty good. I'm just going to try it and come back over here. Steal back home. Here we come. There we go. How is that? Is that catching a lot of light? Reflective? That's not too bad. Okay. All right. Let's, I'm going to use my biggest brush. Open my water. Here, oh, I lost my light. I gotta plug it in. Okay, gives me some light there. Gives me some fill light too. So I look great again. Ready for my my close up. All right, so I'm gonna just use the red. I know it's just gonna be dark right in here, so I don't have to worry. If I just get rid of some of that white right now, I'll be fine. So you said there's a Disney sing-along tonight?
Yeah, isn't it?
Oh, God, is that what happened? I'm always getting beat up by that stuff, you know?
Well, look, though, we prioritized you over Disney.
You guys are, I'm so related. Yeah, let's move this over before I can get that guy in. So it's pretty good, simple things, and little shapes and stuff. Judging, you know, the width and stuff, I would say this is probably just a little too big, too thick, but I think that'll make this guy right. This would be the hair. Chin. So there we go. Pretty straight, nothing too big. Head goes just above that line here. There'll be some nice things happening there. Some nice blends of fur and stuff here too. We don't have to worry too much. And his nose, like I pointed out, pretty much a square. You know, just a slight crease in the middle. Okay, and you just take off a little bit of arc there. Come up here, just a little bit off the top. Take off there. That'll be his nose. Probably just a little bit too big, but that's okay. Same over here. Chin. I guess was mentioning to the getting this just between here and here. And break it down into thirds. The eyeball should be right into here. That space there, right in the middle of that. Okay. That might be high. Right in there. One eyeball that shows up, everything else is hair. We'll see if I got it in the right spot. I'll check it later. And the other one gets covered up. I think it's too big. That mouth has to come out bigger. Nose got a little bit big. Maybe on this side only. I need more room here. Hey, there she goes again.
Hello.
There she goes again.
I can't
Right.
help it.
Right in the speaker. Right in the
I'll turn my speaker off.
man. That's
That
all right.
that fresh air will get you every time.
Oh gosh.
Hot sun and fresh air.
So these ears probably going to come on down to the same spot. So think about it like that drawing wise. I think this one goes up just a hair more. Unless this one's wrong. This one probably can come down. That'll work. A couple hairs there. You see this eyeball again. Usually all I'm going to hit pretty much is this little slit underneath his eyeball and that thing. So think that much. Okay. Good enough to get going on. Right? Talk about darks again. Who wanted to paint this anyway? Lisa?
A black creature. I didn't say it had to be a Highland cow.
Oh, you
This
said
is
cow.
interesting though. I like it.
You
It
said
is
cow.
different. It's very different. Lynette said
It's
cow.
different. You did
And
say-
where is Lynette? She's the one that said cow.
Oh, did she?
I
Oh,
think so.
well,
I like the fact that you have all those darks that are all going to read black cow.
yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's dig in and just try to think about leaving areas just a little lighter than they could be and stuff, but making sure we got this dark, get these really dark, I think in the ears first. That's what I'm thinking about. So I'm going to go with, thinking, let me see if this is right. This is that blue blue and burn umber first. I'm gonna put that in here. It's almost too dark. I'm just gonna get it. Sometimes I like to get things established for structure and stuff where it kind of tells me where I'm going and what I have, you know, like putting up the frame of the house and stuff. Just should be a little bit bluer on this side here. Maybe I can even go with now starting thinking about, this is Venetian right now, Venetian blue, and it's on the red side for this back here. And I'm going to come back and do a little bit more blue, Venetian and blue on the lower part of this here and start doing the side. And I'm done. That's it. Boy, perfect. You can tell it's a cow just like that. I'm gonna keep going. I got right now I got burnt sienna again in blue, and I'm gonna paint above his eyeball where I think it and into his eye here, and then I'm gonna go back.
Which color is that one?
This is
Which color?
this is a burnt sienna, burnt umber and blue again. I kind of used it at the beginning here, and
Yeah.
I'm putting it in underneath here. And now I'm going to go with just a little more purple on this side in the front. So that's a little bit warmer. This is going to be a little cooler right in here because these hairs here that are going to go in are kind of throwing a little more shadow here into his fur. So I'm going to go with, this is a lizard crimson and blue mix. And a lot of times these colors I'm putting in now, yeah, they all look very, very similar, right? Probably for you guys, you can't even tell. But a lot of times this color will show up in the next stage when I put the next color over it. Then it'll show off what it is. So I got to really kind of think ahead of my what my blends are going to be and stuff. I like to see like what's underneath these colors, what's underneath this area before the hair goes on top. You got to get these colors mixed up. So there's a lot more red in these, and up here on this side there's more red, and then on this side of the hair head it's cooler. So I'm going to cool it off by using this is Venetian and blue, and this is going to be on the blue side. And if I just put a little bit of white, yeah, if I put just a little bit of white here, you can just see the blue come out of it. See, and this is what's going to happen when you put in the right topping color and stuff. Right now I'm working, trying not to have to paint too many things underneath and stuff. So this is the cool blue. This is blue, and on this side, it's going to be just a little bit more red. And I might even have to, yeah, okay. I'm going to have to cheat it. This is a blue, and this is cad red going into it on this side. And I'm going to bring that. This is going to be a lot of this color in here, I see too. You know, I can come down here and just start right here in his cheek. Right here, this dark. I can start putting some of it in there. And a lot of times I like to overpaint when I get into this stuff too. I'll bring it over here. I think I can use it on almost this whole side of his face up to some of these hairs. This is again cad red and just blue mix right here, and this is going right up to his snout and stuff. This is going to be the dark that goes to the ridge of his nose right here, and to his snout. the undercolor. I see it is really warm and stuff, and I can see right in here. You can see, I think you can see his eyeball on it too. I can just see just a little line, you know, right, that's going to be in there. Stuff. And now I can start putting it over here too. Now I can start seeing how this cad red is coming in front of this lizard, this Venetian red and blue mix. So if I see how much, because that cad red is so strong and just comes forward and stuff. So it comes in really nice. So it's pulling that head, these areas up farther and stuff. There's still a few different darks and stuff. But right here around his muzzle though, it's gonna have to go a little bit bluer. So I'm gonna probably use cad red again, but I'm gonna probably have to be on the blue side. Because I see a lot of really, you know, darks right in here. That right around his nose. Oh, there is some cad red underneath here. Maybe I'll pull my pull the camera in close after this, after I get them blocked in real quick here, and you guys can really kind of start seeing the difference, if you can see the differences in these colors. What's that? Okay. Then going to go back to some. No, I'm going to go to. I have some blue and burnt sienna here, and I'm going to put that right here in that note, that right on the ridge of his nose going out. I'll put that a little bit in the middle because I want to give, when I top it with the highlights of the hair and stuff, I want some richness in the middle of here, some rich colors and stuff. What?
I had to sneeze and I was trying to get away.
I thought that was a snake. All right. So this is how you paint darks. That's it. End of meeting.
God.
I'm gonna try to find blues and other stuff. Okay. Underneath here, underneath in here.
Dang it. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
No worries. Again, I'm going to go with a little bit of cad red and blue mix right underneath into his chest here. But then I'm going to come on the outsides and I'm going to go back to a burnt umber and dark blue on the edge, on the outside of the shape. So the inside of the shape has this red to it. And let's take that. It goes almost right up. Well, yeah, I'm like missing part of this little section here. I'll put it in later. Okay, and then I'm just gonna carry this over a little bit.
Is burnt umber and blue your darkest of all?
No, my darkest of all is usually blue and alizarin and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a little bit darker. This is a little browner. It comes, it reads pretty quick.
huh.
But then there's another color that I said I was starting to like, and that was the alizarin crimson and phthalo green and stuff. And I've been finding that in a few things too. So I'm gonna put little bit of that into this fur. I'm thinking about right here, this fur when it comes out of his body. This stuff just, what I'm trying to find in these furs here is temperatures between, there's a lot of red, kind of red, gray, purples in here. And so what I'm trying to do is get some of these, some darks in before I put that in here. That comes in and stuff, so it has something to grab and make some lines with. And I'm going to put most of this stuff in with a bristle brush like this because it creates hairs. You know, you can see it right there. It creates most of the hairs and stuff for me naturally, and that's what I was talking about, following the stroke and following the fur, the line of the fur and stuff. Usually, this guy coming up in this area here, I find it being a little more red too. A lot of times these things are gonna all just change. Well, I might have his nose way too big anyway. That about right. Okay. Just give it something to play with. All right. A little bit of red, more red back there. So let's go. Cut back into his eyeball here and just get rid of the white as much as
The
possible.
top of his back was alizarin in blue?
No, I was going with Venetian and blue back here.
Okay.
Just a little bit, just as the basic tone, just you know, to work it in. And you can bring that in, even into the sides here on the back end of the painting over here. So this is where the highlights right in here are. I'm just going to try to tone those out. Well, this paint in is since I got this darked up, I'm going to bring in a little some of my darks into his horn here and stuff, and then start working that with some of that purple, some purple, light purple here. This is like this in fact is that blue gray I've made up at the end there of phthalo and alizarin crimson mixed in with just a little bit with white. I'm going to use that with this really dark thing just to start marking this area here. Then there'll be a highlight of more yellow into it, but I'm just gonna go through the middle of it, trying to that'll create the roundness that the shape, if it has dark in the middle and stuff here, will feel more round, have a little conal feel to it. All right, and since I'm working right there, I'm going to put some of this other phthalo and cat orange to work, and just start roughing it in at the edge here. Get going. I know who that is. Who has a clock that sounds like that? Carol, are you awake?
Yeah, it's in the next room. How could you hear that?
I have,
Evidently, or our microphones are good.
yeah. You just hear it. It's funny.
It's already looking good.
Yeah, let's in his nose here. There is some reflective I could talk about some reflective grasses in those. So if I've even painted a little bit orange on the undersides of this thing, you know, wherever it stands out, like the bottom here, it stands out a little bit and it turns around to this, right around the nostrils, it comes out a little bit. So if you just even hit those with that, this is that cat orange and just a little bit of phthalo into it and stuff. You know, I was using up here on the horn here. I'm going to bring it in to make sure I can always bring this hair out. I just want to make sure I got that horn tucked in there right. And I'm also kind of, instead of just doing it straight this way, you know, I am taking it up and bringing it around and stuff too a little bit, one of my brush strokes, or just so it's more interesting than just doing a highway stroke. So, all right, let's finish up this guy here. I'm gonna put a little bit of I think I'm gonna go with alizarin crimson and some, not alizarin crimson, this is Venetian and no, I'm gonna go with, this is cad red. Well, cad red and blue mix, just to darken in this front part. And I'll come back and knock it down a little bit later. I just want to push it, get this color in there. Some more red underneath. Okay. Oh, just a little purple here and there. And this is, again, this is a nice little color purple. This is just a nice smoky purple. And usually I use Venetian and blue to make this color. And this is not, this is just alizarin crimson and phthalo green together, making that color. So it's kind of interesting. Usually it's kind of like a newer color I've been finding and stuff and working with. All right. Got my darks in, got everything in. I guess I can, you know, if I want, how are you guys doing?
Great.
Good? Right there with me?
Uh-huh.
A little bit.
Yeah. Jean, you're fast. Jeannie, you're fast.
No, I don't know. I tend to, you know what's funny is like during the class, I always feel like I'm behind because I'm just trying to futz with my colors and get them right.
Yeah.
And then later on when I have time, I go back and it's a little better.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, you know, the color is an important thing, getting that right. I was just trying to get rid of some more of this white here. This is just burnt umber, basically straight burnt umber right now. Then I was going to come back in with a couple of these. This is that yellow ochre and stuff, and just, you know, shove it in here a few spots just to get rid of a little more extra white. And this is still with my big bristle brush. Trying to correct some drawing mistakes. This goes way up here. This is way too, this needs to end right there. So that's where I was losing that mouse. That's where I was losing this distance. Okay, right there. Needs to go a little bit brighter. Higher. Okay. I'll fix it up. I'll get the drawing right too at the end. I always do so. Just trying to build it out a little bit. Give the hairs when I pull them out and stuff just something to play with a little bit more. They don't have to be the final correct color yet, but it's good to, you know, have something for these hairs to play with. for the paint to grab and stuff and mix with and stuff. Just a few strokes against the grain. Good enough. Beautiful. Done. We're out of here. Locked in. Okay, let me bring the camera a little bit closer for you guys. And real quick, and I'll push it back. Here. Okay. And so you can see how this dark here works with these reds and stuff. These reds, you can see, it almost feel like they recede on the sides.
Yeah.
And how this dark kind of comes forward just because of the contrast and stuff. So that's what I was working with and stuff. And this is the blue I was saying. I felt like on this side of his head, it was catchy, it was a little cooler, and this side has more cad red in it, and it's warmer. And you can see his ears, even his ears, these have a little bit more blue in them, so they go back, they shrink back. And this has just a little more yellow in that color. That's more burnt sienna and blue. So let me get it back into spot. Make sure that's working. Okay, we are set. We're going to town now. All right. So that's the basics, the structure and stuff. So let's start working on the face. We're not going to, this stuff over here will come pretty quickly, I think. Again, I'm just gonna probably for this main stuff here, I'm just gonna go with my bristle. And this is just that kind of this is burnt sienna and blue mixed with a little bit with white. And I just gonna bring it in. And when you bring it in, you just bring it in almost little by little, stroke by stroke hair, clumps of hair at a time. And it seems like it's going to take a while to do, but usually you get this kind of stuff done really quite fast. It just keeps building very fast. Maybe find a little more with a little more red, yellow into it. It's over here on this side. And these are going to be not the finals on the hair and stuff, but they're going to be part of it. The thing that you want to do though is make sure you don't cover up all the darks and stuff. You got to let these darks, creases and stuff in between the hairs. You got to leave room for the hairs. That's what I was creating for. That's why I was putting in all these colors, is to go in between these swatches of hair. So don't mess it up. Take it easy.
No pressure.
No pressure. Don't mess it up. And then the eyeball up here, hopefully this is where it's going to end up being. I didn't even really work that hard, very hard on it. And then I'll start thinking about maybe putting in a couple purples around the eyeballs. I always find that there are some kind of red purples and stuff right around the skin here. I'll have to put the eyeball in before I can go put the rest in, but I'll draw a couple more of these guys in. And I'm going to go with just that burnt sienna in white and burnt sienna white and just a little bit of blue again. But maybe put just a little bit of some ochre into it and stuff, and just, you know, twist my brush down here and let a lot of this stuff just come off my brush.
Yeah, I have it zoomed in and I see those colors as well.
You see it? You can see them now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll blend together as soon as I get these topping colors. You won't be able to, they won't be doing, you know, standing out so much, but they're gonna really, they add the dimension to these things. You know, and this is really just kind of a very soft stroke I'm using right now too. It's not a, I'm kind of letting the, I want the brush to make some of these hairs for me and stuff. So when I do have to go do the final kind of stuff, you know, do some work and stuff, you know, I don't have quite as much to do. So this goes around here. And one comes right here. It's just really, you know, just twisting your brush off at the end, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna get a little more, needs to be a little warmer yet. I can see in there a few spots. And the funny thing about fur and this kind of stuff is, you know, especially when you gotta you need to warm up something in an area and stuff, it's usually, you don't have to do the whole area. You just got to do one little spot, and it's kind of like, you know, the whole thing will just kind of change for you. So you'll see that here and there and stuff. A little bit too much, didn't do quite as much underpainting as I thought I was going to do. So I got a little bit of things showing up. Now I have these worms back in here. Now I go with just a little bit of little purplier right down in here. A little cooler right around the front of this snout here again. And I'm gonna, yeah, this is one of the areas probably gonna be the, you're gonna probably have to work on a little bit more than everything else. But all the colors should be there pretty much. Gonna put in a few things here. Trying to get it set up for highlights and stuff, so I don't. Which for me, it's always like trying to get everything done in the proper order, so I have less to do at the end. You know. Okay. The cooler side of his face. This one has a little bit more blues and purples in the midtones. Where on this side, I was doing warmers and stuff. So when I go in here, you know, these are going to be coolers. This is just a really, really light stroke. Trying to let these letting these bristles kind of do as much work as possible. This is right around, I guess I can see his eyes. His eyes must be right here. I can see it now. I couldn't see it before. So I'm gonna have to do that. And just a little bluer. I'm gonna go do these, keep going. I'm gonna go right into his ear and do the fur in his ear hair ear here, since it's, you know, it's in the same value and stuff. This is just has a little more red into it, a little. This has more blue into it and stuff. And I'm trying not to lose the color underneath. I'm just gonna drag this over and let it blend it little by little. And you only have to hit a few decent spots you gotta bring out with this color. And that's about it. Let's go over here. Just keep working, just keep moving. There's one nice clump right here. Basically, I'm just gonna bring my brush down and just drag it here and just let it come off. And create that same shape. Missed it just right here. And there's a drag of the hair right there. And so basically, I try to do as much as I can with the one stroke, and then come back and do maybe a couple minor strokes next to it, and really let your darks do all the work. I'm gonna go just put a little red right in the edge here. This is a Venetian red. Gonna work a little bit of Venetian red into the edge of this this ear here, and then go over here. Right here, I find right in this area here, there's a lot of warms, oranges, and reds coming into this area here, showing through. And it goes right before the highlight goes on. It goes in. I mean, I can see the layering of it it's underneath a little bit, and it comes in a few different places, and just follow this orange. And this orange I'm using again is that magic orange I was using up here of cat orange and phthalo. It's a really it makes a really kind of an interesting orange. And I'm not going to do too much up there because I know there's a couple things here that I got to put in before I want to go too much farther there. But down here into the nostril, into this hairs and stuff, right in here, just that area there, it comes in.
It's almost like
got
green. Like
Huh?
there's almost like there's a little greenish khaki type color in it.
Yeah,
underneath.
yeah. There is. It could be very easily coded the khaki color on this, just by putting yellow into it or anything. I think it's the red that kind of brings out that khaki-ness
Yeah.
and stuff. This is and little by little, see?
Yeah.
Starting to work. There's a couple big strokes right here I want to put in, but I don't want to put them in with this brush. I want to put them in with the my synthetic brushes because I can get a cleaner line. Right now I'm getting all the basic fur built. Then I'll be coming back with my really clean strokes that are in my I can do with my chisel effect with the other brush. So I can get rid of some of this white here. Just a little bit too white. Bugging me. I should tone it just a little bit more. All right. Let's see. Let me go back. This is a big, start pushing this ear out. So I'm going to go back and push this one spot of hair in the back here. Let's bring it out a little bit. help move this along so we can see where I am. And this is burnt sienna and blue and white mixed. And it's going over probably some
I know.
wow. Is that you again?
I can't help it. It just keeps coming.
Okay. All right. I
I
thought that was-
noticed on Charlotte, I noticed your background is going from dark to light to dark to light. Why is
You want
that?
to know why?
Hey, you're painting along, Charlotte?
No, it's the TV.
Oh, it's the TV.
Are you gonna be singing? Are you singing along?
No, I'm not singing. The TV's on. It's the sound is turned down. So I was noticing that a while ago, the light went on and off and on and off, and I was laughing because it is the TV. I need to turn a light on.
You want to be in the dark watching this.
I know.
There's this little chest hair right there. And stuff. I'm gonna go back, get to his eye in a second now after I get this done. I need to get this hair in because it's kind of telling me this where his chin is. That's just white there, and that's
There. That better, y'all?
yeah, well, that is good.
Y'all.
Charlotte, I would have invited you to more of these. I didn't know if you were really interested in stuff, so.
Yes, I am. I'm trying to get, it's this last year, coming back from my living with my mother and
Yeah.
then moving in and just getting over being sick. I just can't seem to figure out where I want to paint in this apartment. And I haven't got anything set up yet, but I'm trying to be inspired. I mean, I can paint. It's just a matter of getting it going again.
Yeah, it's really, that's the whole thing, is getting it going.
See, when I was down there, I could paint twice a week, but I didn't paint it. But no, I'm ready to get back in it again.
Well, yeah, and then, yeah, you pick a good time when no one can do anything, right?
Exactly. That's what my daughter told me today. She said, "Why aren't you painting?" And I said, "Well, I just hadn't really got around to it." She goes, "Well, you don't have anything else to do."
Oh, there you go.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah, They can always, cut you to the bone, can't they? Right off the bat.
40 and knows it all.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I got a few of these things in. I got to figure out, thinking to myself, let me finish a couple strokes up here, some of the big things here, and put them in just a little bit that warm, this is that, again, burnt sienna, blue and white, and with a little ochre into it, going on top of the Venetian red and dark blue. And I'm just gonna start thinking about these hairs and how they line up in here. Couple kind of come over here, couple mixing in.
Let me turn that air conditioner on. Dang.
Air conditioning, we're gonna get snow.
Are we again?
Yes, we're supposed to get snow. We could get up to 6 inches tomorrow.
No way, really? It's
Mhm.
amazing. Lucky we're housebound, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at this sideways. That's looking good.
Sideways, it looks better. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, I'm looking at. I just came and flopped on the couch, and I'm looking at it sideways, and that really looks good.
It's gonna start showing up. That's the thing, is this, you gotta sneak up on these guys.
Yeah.
You know, you sneak up on them. You don't just jump in. They just, you jump in, and usually there's always something that doesn't seem like it's right. So sneak up on it, catch it. I'm gonna put in, since my brush is dirty and stuff, I can put in this thing right here a little bit and get it into the hair, or I can cover it up a little bit. The horns in just a little bit more. And I'll sharpen them up a little bit when I, go to my other brush. Right there, it's a little warmer. Little pinks in here too. All right. I'm going to switch brushes. Go to a synthetic. I think I don't only need a medium. Got like a number 8 here. Synthetic. I'm going to start putting in his eyeball here. I'm going to put it in dark. And usually when I put in eyeballs, I put them in with like something that has a little more red into it and stuff. So I'm going to probably put it in with a little bit of alizarin and in the dark blue. Go into that first. And then come back with a little bit of cad, the cad red and blue mix. And over here, it's just, boy, not much there. In this eyeball, it's just, all you see is a little ringlet of color, of white. And then bring this hair back in. This is when you can start seeing the real difference in the stroke now with these guys. That when I start bringing in these synthetics, you can really start to sharpen up these strokes. You get these kind of hairy ones. And now when I come back in, I'll be able to do a couple of real fine, really adjusted strokes that'll make everything else tighten up just a hair. Okay, let me get that, just that little, just a little bit of light he sees right there. And that's a Venetian and some of that cad orange and mix, that browns I've been using up here. I just used it right there for that guy. Over here, I'm going to just put in some, this guy, I'm going to dull it down, his eyeball down a little bit. Just, I don't even think you can really see his eyeball too much. But I'm just going to just put something in, just in case. Sometimes it's nice to see them, and basically they go across from each other, it's fine. So I just got to put in, a little bit of upper eyelid. And it's got a little orange, a little red to it. I'm going to just give it just a little Like, no, if I can concentrate on that, I'll get it right. I got hairs that are going to be going over it and stuff too, and I don't want to get those guys to mess up here. So I'm going to go back in and find a couple. I got some blues, some light blues I want to put in because it goes really great with oranges and stuff. I got the lights, and over here I got a lot of the oranges going in. So I'm going to just put in a few strokes of nice, probably the sky reflecting in. Yeah, drag those over on top a little bit. And start thinking about maybe, I got a couple. This is just twisting that brush off, getting this, some of these longer hairs back in here. Got to get some of that dark in there too. All right. All right, so now I'm going to come back here. Before I get going on it, yeah, one more thing around that eyeball. Get these things in. This one come in there. Couple highlights. Help out. So Lisa, does this help you with any of the darks and stuff as I start to build?
It
You
does.
could start.
It does. It's a lot about the underpainting.
It is. It really. That's where
Mhm.
like all the real work
Yeah.
is. And then the highlights, just concentrating warmer highlights that side, a little cooler ones on this side, and then cross over with a couple warm ones onto the blue side. Should do it, Let's see. Then just have a few good strokes. It wouldn't take too many. Good, solid, strong strokes to, push it out. Like I said, just don't lose the darks as much as you try to keep them as much as possible. Make sure when you put your strokes in there, just enough room in between them.
Hmm.
So you were in Dallas, was it? Charlotte?
No,
Or-
I was south of Houston, around
Oh,
not far from Galveston.
oh, nice. Right, almost on the water, huh?
It was pretty down there. I liked it. I liked it that if I wanted to, I could drive to the beach and be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah. How long were you there for?
I was down there for a year and a half.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did
And
you
then huh?
did you see when they had the hurricane come in there, that area?
Actually, that was before I got down there.
Oh, was it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm from Houston. Where were you?
Well, it's called West Columbia, Texas. It is 20 miles from Surfside, which is Freeport. It's just straight south on 288 from Houston.
Yeah, we used to go to Freeport Beach all the time.
Where do you live?
Well, I live in the Chicago area now, but I grew up in Bel Air, Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, she still has a little twang to her voice.
No, I don't.
She throws it in whenever she needs to.
It does slip out. I have to say, it does slip out once in a while.
You got to use it when you need the effectiveness of it. Like
Right.
y'all.
If I go and visit my family, it starts popping out. Trust me.
Really quick. Right? Well, I'm just layering and stuff. I'm just working on his nose here probably because I was talking about getting a couple of good strokes in these noses and stuff, and still trying to keep that one middle area here pretty clean. So it's just like nibbling around the edges always, trying to get in some cool, nice little. See if I can find some little blues and some little yellows and stuff and reds and stuff, hidden in these little areas here. That's a lot warmer right there, right in here. Just a little warmer. Come in. So Karen, any questions, Karen?
Oh, I'm fascinated by how he still reads dark, but you've put so much light on where the light catches his fur. I think it's wonderful.
Oh, thanks, Karen. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with most of the highlights. I mean, I might have a couple of adjustments to do on these guys here, but if I keep going, he's gonna get. I just got little areas on the hairs and stuff to adjust now. Little piles of bright, like right in here, bringing this little spot of that section up. But I'm not really gonna be painting a lot more there. I just got to bring up the height, the value of the color a little bit here and there. And like I said, a few more strokes into this, guys. And then I'll bring that yellow back up behind him and stuff. That's gonna be nice. Probably just I'm gonna do a nice blue highlight in his eyeball. A little more.
I've been impressed with Andrea's paintings in the past. I'd like to see what she's doing here. Are you working on this, Andrea? I think she is.
She usually is.
I am, but he looks like a shaggy dog. You know that movie, The Shaggy Dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
The only thing is,
With Fred McMurray, I remember it.
God, what can I say?
Yeah, it's gonna be, I think it's the horns that help though. Yeah, I'll take the curse off the dog.
Well, I think when you work on the body, because where it's sort of gray on the body, once you it kind of looks like a dog until you see the backside of it.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little few things there to do.
Keep talking. I'll try to keep convincing myself.
He keeps barking at you.
No.
I think it's you hit the nose. I think when I hit the nose.
And so I'm relating to a dog more than a cow. But I'm trying to pay attention to the shadows. And
You know.
my head isn't thinking, I don't know, Angus cow or whatever kind of cow this is.
Yeah.
What type of cow is this?
This is a Highland cow. These are like what they have in Scotland a lot. And
There's a strange part of Michigan north of me where they brought in on a farm unique bulls and cows I've never seen in my life. They are from that part of the British Isles, but like I've never seen.
are they brown? They're more brown?
They're kind of like a Guernsey color. I mean, I'm sorry, like a Holstein color, browns
Yeah.
and whites with this tangled hair like you're showing. here.
Yeah. Yeah.
With them.
Yeah, this is another same cow, just the same thing.
They're not the bighorn cattle like you see down in southern Florida and that, but or Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cows here aren't as furry and thick. I think you need cold weather to bring out this furriness.
Probably. You'd think there's something there, right? Clean that up a little bit. I'm gonna get just a little bit of light on his nose here. Work on his nose just a hair.
Oh, just a hair.
Just before we can get away, we can get it out of that little dog realm.
You know when you get to part of a painting where you don't know what you're doing? That's just where I'm at. I don't know where you're at.
gonna say, you mean the part I'm in? Because I have no clue what I'm doing.
You thought it was shaping up, and now you don't know where it's going.
Well, you just keep hitting the nose. Work on the nose a little bit. You want to put it up?
So you're saying the deep nostrils have more or less, are the on the left and the right, the nostrils that are deep?
Yeah.
How are you getting
They
that
go
idea of
big.
deepness?
The deepness here, I'll show you. This is going to be just a little, going to be pretty much almost cad red, just mixed in with probably just a little of that alizarin and stuff. I want to get it kind of a rich thing, and I'll put it in, right here. And it'll start to shoot in a little bit. Then I got to put the dark in right next to it, though. It does the job.
I started following a page called Velvet and Linen, and it's a couple owns a farm it's called Patina Farm in OJ, California.
Oh,
and
yeah?
they have a couple of, I've been looking at them, so it's funny that you did this, but they have a couple of miniature Highland cows.
Oh, yeah.
And one is the white, and then the other one is the kind of reddish brown color.
Oh, yeah. They're pretty.
Oh my gosh, they are so cute.
Yeah. They're little ones.
Uh-huh.
They're just not full grown, or they miniature. Or,
So I don't know. They've only had them a little while, so they probably are just young ones.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, they are so cute.
What is it again?
called Velvet and Lemon, and it is a couple who bought some land and built a home, and it's kind of eclectic, kind of rustic, but well, it's nice. But anyway, they have got gardens. They've got gardens, and in those gardens, they've built pens. They have chickens and sheep and donkeys and ducks and, oh my gosh, these Highland cows. And she goes down, they both go down and feed them every morning. But anyway, they show the animals, and they're just so cute. Goats, oh my gosh, they've got those goats, the pygmy goats.
Oh, yeah. Those are
Yes.
nice.
But I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to start doing screenshots of these animals. I'm sure she
Oh,
wouldn't care.
to work with, the paint from,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always, they'll work. You never know. You might even be able to sell it back to them and stuff.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, people like that. They do like this stuff. And, they know it's theirs and stuff. They probably,
Well, true. Just like I did, I always do those 30-minute dog drawings, just like I did those 2 English bulldogs. Did you see those? Okay, that was just a quickie. But I ended up giving them to my friend, so especially since the second one I did died.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No, I had painted the one sibling, and I showed it to her, and she was crying, and she said, Charlotte, she said, my other one died last night. So I thought, well, send me pictures. So she sent me pictures.
Oh.
I made her send me more than one.
Yeah.
I like to look at several pictures.
Yeah. You always do. You need to see stuff.
Yeah, usually people can't take a good picture.
Yeah, and just get the feeling of the dog and stuff.
And like you, I go for the eyes. Once you get the soul of the eyes, then the rest of it just kind of falls in place.
It does help. It does, yeah.
Especially in dogs and cats. Oh my gosh, that's good.
I'm going to blend out a few of these front ones here just to get a little red, and comes a little red right in that back in that area.
Let's see how you see you using that flat edge. I would almost try to use that dagger brush.
I've seen the daggers and stuff. Yeah, some people have get some nice effect with those guys.
Yeah, it does.
What is a dagger brush? I've never heard of dagger.
It kind of goes out here and just goes
There.
longer, then it just comes back.
Oh my
Has
gosh,
just
it's great.
point to it.
It's more pointed at the end then. Is that what
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, these, this is a rosemary and stuff, and it has a lot of good, really holds up well for these kind of things.
Well, and Rosemary, she also has the bristle dagger.
This is the ivory dagger.
You
Yes.
got the ivory?
Yeah, the ivory dagger.
Can't see you on my.
Oh, yeah.
How
Yeah.
stiff is that one?
Oh, it's super soft. Well, it's got a little spring to it.
Yeah.
Now, what'd you say that was? This
Dagger.
Okay, well, I know the dagger part, but the white, are they the white soft? Crap, I can't think.
Well, this is the ivory.
Okay, I think I have that one. When I was in England, I bought some of those from her, and I haven't got to use it yet.
That is cool.
That'd be a great souvenir.
So where was your shop in England?
Well, her shop is around London area, or not really London area. It's outside of London,
Was it? Okay.
but
I
it's
was
cheaper.
thinking about looking for it, but I never got
It's cheaper to buy when you're over there than it is to buy from here.
Oh, yeah? Was it?
Yeah. So let's see. I'm looking to where she is. Okay, she's in Yorkshire.
Okay. Oh. Now, was it like a, a factory-ish, or was it?
No, I didn't go to the store. I just ordered them online and she sent them to me. But
Oh,
I haven't, the way I understand it, she has a shop.
yeah.
But I haven't ever seen it.
I met her once at a convention and stuff, but that's when I first ever even I
She
liked her. So I just bought one brush. It was like one of these brushes, because it's the ones I use a lot. And
uh-huh.
boy, it's just taken over my painting.
Well, they're wonderful. I love them.
Yeah, they do. They are good brushes, boy. They do make a difference.
And I do try to take care of my brushes so they'll last.
Oh, yeah. I clean mine like once or twice a year, so.
I clean mine after every time I use them.
Yeah. These guys just get a good wiping and that's all they get. I wipe them down with my baby oil and get everything out of them I can, and that's it. That's all they get. They get the color out and go on to the next one. Yeah, they don't sit that long. That's probably why. I mean, if they sat longer, maybe that, there would be
You're right. Yours do not sit very long.
no. They usually are being picked up within a day and stuff. So I'm gonna get a couple like blue ones in. I don't really have a nice blue purple, like more blue. So I need just a nice simple blue in here. Goes great with that stuff. Just find little spots I can put it in the hairs and stuff, little spots. Like I said, right there. I'll find a couple up here, up by the eyes, right underneath the eye here. A couple lines. Maybe draw it in. And okay. This fur back here, yeah, it needs some warmth. You need some couple. I'm gonna go with warm it up a little bit. And this is like a cat orange mixed in with burnt sienna and blue and a little bit of white. I'm just gonna throw it in here and get rid of a few of these colors here. No, yeah, I gotta finish this horn here. Finish that horn.
Those horns look great.
Your horns look great. My horns.
You try to do just a few strokes, they'll do most of the work. And half of it, you guys, just a little, I knew the color, what I was doing, a little bit of, color combinations ahead too, so. Yeah, it's always hard to play, for you guys to play catch up and stuff and expect it to look the same. Because I already know that, where I'm going and I know that how the color has to be laid in and thinking about it. Even though I'm trying to tell you guys what I'm thinking about, it's still, it's a lot harder for you guys to keep up.
Well, I've never painted a cow before, so this is new.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they are fun. They are, very fun. I, I do like a good cow now and then.
I don't know. Maybe I have to paint a few more to really get the appreciation of it, but right now I'm not feeling it.
You're not feeling it?
No, but that's okay.
Well, if you don't feel it, you can just, I tell you who, just blame Lisa.
I'm,
This was Lisa's, she asked, begged
Just
for,
wanted a black animal.
and we just did cats the week before, so we weren't going to do a cat. So this is one of the things I like to do. I'm going to show you when I got a bright light like this, and I got to go to a dark right behind it and stuff. I usually put a little cad red, right, a line of cad red on it, on the very edge where the two meet. If it That's a little bit bolder than I usually do, but I'll just put it in for now. Yeah.
Now,
And what
Did I
that,
hear you say a while ago, you called a white unbleached white?
yeah,
I've never heard of that one before. Who makes that?
that was a U-Trick. This was a U-Trick color.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I just use it every once in a while. It comes in handy for, when you're doing stuff, because white is usually tends to be on the blue side.
Yes.
It is on the cool, and so this one is sort of on the warmer side
Uh-huh.
and stuff. So if you have Flemish whites or you got some of these other real expensive whites, you can use those. But this is kind of a cheap white, and just they said it's unbleached. So I'm not sure exactly what that means. If it's this is like before
Uh-huh.
they do it, go make titanium white or what. Who know? Don't know. And get rid of a few things, and I think I'm just gonna. Okay, I got this guy going. I just need to lighten up his nose here a little bit, just a couple strokes. I'm going just with a little more orange. Now I got my littler brush out. And I can just do a little more of the fine tuning on it. Get the highlights right. Just one big one right in here. I'm just going to go back now with my little brush. Adds a few colors in here. Blend out a few things here. Goes a little darker right here, a little stripe. All right. I think I'm just gonna put in a little more ochre into this yellow and pop them out. I should do it. They're using this to bring that back in to the outsides. See?
Yep, I like that.
He's awesome.
That'll help out.
Pretty.
Maybe put, yeah, just a little cad yellow into it, just to lighten it up just a hair more. Mine looks like my ochre's just a little dark. So everybody's looks like this, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just to make sure.
Just exactly like yours. No problem.
Okay,
We should all take a screenshot and show him what ours look like.
definitely.
Got a dog mixed with a cow, a cow's nose.
I'm talking about taking a screenshot of yours and sending it to you.
We just did a hybrid something or other.
Yeah.
A new breed. Definitely a new breed.
And yeah, no one's ever heard of these. It's a Highland cow. I've never heard of those. What is it? No. So I bring in its hair, just start this cutting it in here a little bit. There you go. This is where I like just let the strokes kind of be and step. I don't like to get rid of them all and stuff. Just let them a couple big strokes and just leave them go. More ochre. Use up all my ochre. Okay.
I'm having trouble with what's underneath his nose with this photo.
Right here.
Is anyone else having a problem?
I think that's his chin.
That's his chin right here. And then
Like Colonel
right,
Sanders.
Yeah,
yeah. Basically that's what it is.
like his lower lip.
I don't even, his lower lip, it's only a couple pieces of hair I only see. Yeah, there's a couple little things, but they just kind of,
Yeah, there's no actual lip, but that's his, like the bottom.
yeah,
of
they just, if you just do a couple of hairs and let the darks, that's all I do. So. Yeah, this still needs a little couple strokes in here, but like I said, just pay attention not to lose too much of this stuff. Try to keep your darks as much as possible. All right. So you guys getting ready to show them to me? You guys got things to show?
I'm not going to be displaying my painting.
Come on, everybody else.
Oh, I am so far from being anywhere.
Join the club.
Well, this is an easy one. You should wait till the next one. The next one's gonna be really, really hard.
What's the next one?
Well, I don't know, but it's gonna be really, really hard. You guys Can't complain. You can't complain about this one. This was too easy. Right? Isn't it? No?
This is gonna be one where you never know when you're done. Because you could
Yeah,
just get lost in all this fur.
You probably can.
And you know I will.
Or you, yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. That's true. Knowing when you're done.
There's worse places to be lost than in cow fur.
Exactly.
Right now, yeah. Right now, I'm just trying to find a little bit of brown, a little orange is going in here now. Break up this mass of hairs here. This is when I am using a smaller brush. I just gotta get this guy right here to shoot back. It looks a little. Okay. Let me hit the highlights one more time, and I think I got it. I think I'm just gonna hit the. I need a different brush with my. It's dirty. I'll clean my brush here, then hit these guys one more time with some light. Just not getting the color I want.
I think I made a sad looking cow.
You got to. Okay. Let me take a look in 1 second.
Say, don't show this to anybody. Telling me if cows could talk.
Well, you have no choice. It's going up. It's on the web already. All right. Keep you working on this all night long. Let me see this fur here a little bit. I got to get over here. I got a big glare coming in. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, it's over here. It's a mess. It's too much. Too much information. So I'm gonna go back in and just get rid of a few of this stuff here. Get my big body out of the way. Just blend it out a little bit more. right around his head. I think I'd probably put a little bit of cad red. One more time. Cad red right between where this area is. Just put it in right between that and the yellow. Almost an outline. I can see it right in here. Whoop, that one. Very good. Work it in just a little bit. Give it just a little more oomph. All right. Highlight right on that eye. And then I'm done. You get this. More breathing, more heavy breathing.
I'm going to turn my sound down. How in the world can you hear
You've
everything?
been saying that all night. All night I'm going to turn that sound down.
Well, I don't know how.
Don't worry
If I
about
knew
it.
how,
Where it's over now.
I know.
That's
I'm
okay.
not bored.
No, that's good. No, thanks for asking questions and, bringing up things, just, keeps me thinking while I'm painting. And sometimes I get start painting and I kind of forget to talk or tell you what I'm really thinking and stuff.
It'd be hard to paint and talk at the same
I
time.
know.
It really, gets that way, especially there's certain areas where you got to, just spend.
Concentrate.
Yeah, that's that. So, but that's.
I think I'm going to try to repaint this because I lost all my darks. So now it just looks very gray.
I told you right off the bat.
But I never listen.
Yeah, I
I'm going to listen and then I don't.
You said you would. You said you would.
I know. I can't help it.
Good. Repaint it. Have some fun with it. I think, half of it is just really, taking it easy when you put in these hairs and stuff, because they just kind of take over real quick. I mean,
Yeah.
I do this a lot whenever I put in trees too. It's just, they just start to, just twigs themselves start to take over the painting, and you kind of lose the forest because you're painting these guys just a hair too much.
Right.
Yeah. So.
But I never thought I could get so many dark black looking colors with red and blue.
It's amazing. It's really kind of fun.
It is.
And that's really starts to start taking shape, Now I'll go back in and just hit some couple really, what you need is just flies and air in this thing, right? So,
Yeah.
So I'll just go back in and just put in a couple little dots here and there. And light and stuff, and they always it's pretty graphic, isn't it? It feels pretty graphic.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, yours is beautiful.
Well, like I said, I kind of paint these things a lot. So I paint, and then kind of understand where I'm going ahead of you guys. Trying to tell you where I'm going, but still. Quit. I gotta quit. That's it.
Stop, stop, stop.
Yeah, stop now. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, it'll work. Yeah, it still has, there'll be some softenings and stuff like that. I'll probably do a little finger work here and, kind of smear some stuff. Maybe went a little bit too high with that, too long with his hair, or just bringing out a couple other ones. That's about it. These guys got a little bit too liney, so I'll just, use your finger, make it do the work for you. There's probably a couple more colors in here and stuff like this. This one, this line here got just a hair too much.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
Just build. It's build. You start with your
Okay.
darks, darks, and just build your colors. And then when you get to this area, you got to figure out, make sure you got your warm side and your cool side. And then you got to try to figure out how you can get some of that cools into your warm side and some of your warms into your cool side without, flattening it out. So it's always just a little bit of fun there you got to do, little, that's where some of the magic comes.
Right.
Yeah,
I need to work on the magic.
Yeah. So I'll give you guys another close-up of it. Hopefully I don't drop anything.
You want to pet him?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So,
Amazing.
Wow.
It's really beautiful.
yeah, it's just like,
It's like magic.
try not to overdo it. So, okay, who wants a show?
No.
I know Lisa has something great to show.
No, I don't even have, no.
I
bet you got-
watched.
Andrea has something great to show.
I want to see Andrea's dog.
Yeah, I want to see the dog. There, Andrea, where are you? We see you. You see you in the corner.
Yeah, I see. I
She's
see
not
that.
paying attention to us again.
There's
Oh,
people here.
there's
Nobody.
There she is. Oh, look at
Wait,
that mutt.
I see a horn.
Well, I don't know. The lighting's so bad here.
Well, I think that looks good.
Mm-hmm. I like all
the
of
horn.
them.
The horns look really good. You got
You
some
got
good
some
color in the horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a
Okay, a
little-
little bit.
Little too hairy, but
No,
Oh,
you
it
know,
looks good.
it's a process. I think a
Beautiful.
lot
Mhm.
of that stuff you got the highlights when you start putting the highlight hairs on top.
yeah,
Sometimes a lot of that stuff will just blend away.
that's what I'm
Stuff.
trying. It is hard in the
Yeah.
dark here. It's a little darker in this room. I can't tell my colors very well either.
Oh, okay. That's always a good excuse. I'm going to use that from now on too.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, looking good though.
It does. It looks good.
All right.
He's a
Yeah.
hair bag, that's for sure.
Jeannie, we see you. Jeannie's up. Come on, Jeannie. What do you
Oh,
have?
you don't want to see this. This painting, it's not even a painting. This is terrible. He looks like a sad little shaggy something or other. It's just not even.
Oh, he
What are
looks
you
like
talking
he looks like
about?
he's supposed to look like.
Looks
You did a great
fine.
job.
He's very drippy. I'm gonna have to light
raining
dry a little bit, and then I'll work on him again.
No, that's a really great start, Jeannie.
Oh, thank you. I don't know.
Yeah, you just got the hairs to build on top, but you got the undercoat done and stuff. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just wrestling because I I got rid of a lot of the darks and then I had to go back and then it's too wet and so
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
the
process.
Alabama is a real dare. You're painting all fresh with layers on top of layers. It
The drawing looks really strong too, though. So that's good.
be hard.
So good for you. Good for you.
Bless you.
Okay, who's left? Who's left? We got Lisa. Come on, Lisa.
Well, right now it just looks like a
Lisa's
big
dark.
blob. Hold on.
Come on, we want to, Lisa, you always say that and then you knock us out.
No, it does. It looks just, it's black and black and black and black.
It will probably look like that. Mine, because you can tell mine looks like that too.
Where I am. Where am I? I'm bad at this. Oh, no wonder why.
But you're drawing, I'm sure you're.
There it is.
Oh,
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's cool. That's
Can
really
you
cool.
see it?
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the face.
I like the
Look at that nose.
horns.
That nose and the horns
That's
and
looking
stuff.
good.
Good.
Oh, I can see
Haven't
the, I
wrecked
can
it
see
yet.
I could see the purples on the one side and the warmer reds on the others.
Yeah,
That's
like
cool.
you said, when the lights go in, it'll pull all that out, right? That'll be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
that's when it's really going to show up.
Yeah.
That's looking really excellent.
Very good.
Your
Thank you.
watercolor skills really show up. All right.
Well, thanks again for everything.
Thank you.
Thank
No
you.
problem, guys. It's fun. It's always a
Thanks so
blast to
much.
paint with you guys. So
Thank you
thanks
for
for
letting
showing
me
up.
watch. That's great.
All right, take care, everybody.
Fun. Thanks, Jim.
All right.
See you
We'll see you
later.
guys. We'll see a few of you
Bye.
guys on Saturday. We'll talk
I'm
to you later.
gonna pay for Thursdays too, since I'm